Enfield's character designs keep getting better and better because unlike previous units that always requires you to use their battle skills more often to generate ultimate energy which costs you SP, Liino only requires you to cast her battle skill once per rotation and continuously trigger her combo skills to generate ultimate energy, which reduces the need for an SP recovery unit in your team building. Some of her buffs are also quite universal, which makes her fit into any team that you can possibly think of, but teams featuring nature and electric DPS units will gain the most benefit. In today's video, I'm going to break down Liino's kit to make it very easy to understand how she works, best builds, teams, rotations, and her best early potential to get if they are even worth it. Basic attacks. I don't normally cover basic attacks in my guide videos, but I thought I should just point out that her basic attacks are actually very fluid and feels really good to use, but it'll be almost useless during your rotations. Battle skill. This ability will put her in a hovering state where she cannot perform any basic attacks, but the area of effect around her follows the on-field character and heals any teammate within the area of effect and buff their attack by 10%. It's also worth mentioning that she'll do damage over time in this hovering state, but the damage is pretty low, so it's not anything special. Combo skill. Her combo skill gets triggered whenever an art reaction is consumed or applied on an enemy, but you have to make sure that the skill or the hovering mode is active or else her combo skill will not be triggered. So if Fang Yi consumes electrification to get more ultimate energy, Liino's combo skill will be triggered, and whenever you trigger an art's reaction or apply an art's reaction like electrification, her combo skill will be triggered as well. Triggering the combo skill will always heal the on-field character and generate a lot of ultimate energy for Liino. Keep in mind that you cannot use her battle skill or skill while she's in the hovering state, so the combo skill will be your go-to method of generating ultimate energy. Ultimate. Casting it will create a much wider area of effect around Liino, heals her teammates continuously, and does damage over time more frequently compared to the skill version. The ultimate also amplifies nature and electric damage up to 60% if you have 1500 will, but it'll be very hard to reach that amount without potentials. Finally, all teammates' attack are further increased by 10%, resulting in a 20% attack overall if you add the 10% from the battle skill. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Liino's kit design. Build. Her signature weapon is obviously her best in slot, and the no refinement version was used as a baseline for the damage loss and damage gain calculations. When fully refined with duplicates, the fully refined version gains about a 10% damage increase compared to her no refinement signature weapon. If you cannot afford her signature weapon, the Golden Age from the Battle Pass is her best alternative. At no refinement, you'll encounter a damage loss of about 15% compared to her no refinement signature weapon. At maximum refinement, you will still encounter a damage loss of about 15% compared to her no refinement signature weapon because the passive on the Battle Pass weapon is just terrible, so the performance remains roughly the same even with duplicates. For her gear, those that want to prioritize more sustained capabilities or healing should be using the full Link set. The armor should be Link's Cuirass T1, gloves should be Link's Gauntlet T1, and the two kits should be Aegis Injector. But almost no one will use this set because it doesn't provide that much ultimate gain efficiency. So forget everything I just said and go with full Eternal Zero Knight set. Armor should be Eternal Zero Knight's Light Armor, gloves should be Eternal Zero Knight Hand, first kit should be Eternal Zero Knight's Auxiliary Arm, and the last kit should be Link Slab. This build balances her will stat with ultimate gain efficiency, or ultimate regeneration in simple terms, but if you feel like the ultimate takes weeks to recover, replace the Link Slab with another auxiliary arm to get more ultimate gain efficiency at the cost of low buffing capabilities. Team options. There are a lot of teams to choose from, but here are the ones that I recommend for every type of player based on my experience with our teams so far. The strongest hypercarry electric team will be Fang Yi, Liino, Perlica, and Arknight. This team's rotation is not that hard to properly execute, but I don't really like Arknight's passive that requires you to remove electrification twice at P5 with her battle skill before you get this buff from her passive. So feel free to replace her with Antao. The hypercarry Fang Yi team can be modified into a double DPS team comp with the intellect version of Arcane. All you need to do is focus on converting nature stacks from Arcane into electrification with Perlica and absorb it with Fangyi. You can also play Aviwena, Liino, Perlica, and Gilberta, but this team is only good for single target endgame content. Your focus in Aviwena team is to use Perlica's electrification application to continuously trigger Liino's combo skills more often so that she can regenerate more ultimate energy to use her ultimate. The strongest hypercarry nature teams will be Arcane, Liino, Perlica, and Akakuri. Akakuri can be replaced with Zaihi for more damage at the cost of SP recovery, so you have to do final strikes more often and much faster. You can replace Perlica with Wolfguard to trigger more reactions with his heat inflictions, which helps trigger Liino's combo skills more often so that she can get more ultimate energy. Finally, a more powerful version of this team is replacing Wolfguard or Perlica with Tang Tang for more damage and to provide art susceptibility, which buffs the entire team. Now with that said, I'm gonna cover the rotation for Aviwena, Liino, Perlica, and Gilberta. Here's the build that I'll be running on all teammates. These will be the meaning of shorthand words that I'll be using to simplify the rotation sequence. You first start with Perlica's skill, Liino's skill, and final strike with Aviwena. Follow up with Aviwena, Perlica, Liino, and Gilberta's combo skill in quick succession. Apply Electric with Perlica and generate SP with final strike with Aviwena and use Aviwena's skill. Keep in mind that this is not meant to do damage, but rather help you get the ultimate much faster than usual. At this stage, just keep doing final strikes and use Aviwena's combo skill. Final strike again to trigger Perlica's combo skill, which will also trigger Liino's combo skill to generate ultimate energy. Final strike again to trigger the last Aviwena combo skill, and I said last because this enemy doesn't have that much HP. So having 6 Thunder Lances on the ground to nuke this enemy is more than enough, but you can place 9 of them with their combo skills if the enemy has huge amount of HP. I also notice here that Perlica and Liino's ultimate is not ready yet, so just do another final strike and use their combo skills to fix that. Now use Gilberta's ultimate, Liino's ultimate, Perlica's ultimate, Aviwena's ultimate, and use her skill to send the enemy to the afterlife. One thing that I failed to clarify is that always make sure that the enemy has electric infliction on them while rotating, or else Aviwena's combo skill will not be triggered. For her best early potential, target P2 because of the will boost that it provides, which increases the amount of nature and electric amplification that she grants to your DPS unit. But keep in mind that she doesn't need this to function properly. Her base kit design is already very impressive. The rest of her potentials are not really worth the investment in my opinion, since they either boost her heals, damage, or reduce her ultimate energy requirement. But that investment is better spent on your DPS units instead. Our Discord link will be in the pinned comment if you're having any issues with Enfield or you just want a place to chill or hang out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.